So anyways, I'm making this video because it's Thanksgiving, and I was just thinking about during the holidays, a lot of people get cameras, DSLRs or whatnot, and as a current DSLR owner, you might want to make your next purchase and you're wondering what to buy, or you might not have a DSLR yet and you might be wondering what to get if you are going to get a DSLR. So here's just my suggestions. For one, it all comes down to price. Whatever your budget is, say if it's $700, $1,300, whatever your budget is, that's gonna be the main motivating factor to what you're gonna get. So you might like something that costs $5,000, but obviously if you don't have the money to get it, you're not gonna get it. So anyways, you gotta narrow down price. I will say this though, advice about buying a DSLR: if you're gonna buy a body, bodies are not really all that important a lot of times. A lot of the times, what's really important is the lenses. The bodies might be okay, and the lenses might be fantastic, and you can get very, very good images like that because the lens is just gonna send the image to the sensor. So if you don't have a good image to send to the sensor, no matter how good the sensor is, it's only going to pick up what comes through the lens. So nowadays with cameras, even your medium grade cameras have fairly good sensors. So if you send a very sharp, very bright, very clear, crisp image to one of those sensors, then it's gonna pick it up, and it's gonna pick up a lot of detail and stuff like that, rather than if you were to have 25 megapixels on a camera and regular kit lens, and you might not pick up the same amount of detail. So that's what I say. I say, just as far as buying a DSLR, the lens is the most important purchase you can make. And when it comes to lenses, you got to find one that obviously fits your photography style. For instance, if you do birds and stuff like that, you're going to want to find longer lenses, 200 millimeters plus. If you shoot, say, events or gatherings, you're going to want to find shorter lenses like 18 to 55s or 24 to 70s for the full frame users. That's what you're going to want to find for if you're shooting events and stuff, because you're going to want to get wider angles and stuff. 200 millimeters to get you closer in, 500 or 15 millimeters give you a wide angle. So that's basically what it is. You got to figure out what type of photography you like to do and what motivates you with your purchase. If it's money, then you got to start looking in your price range. And like I said, don't go crazy for megapixels and all this other stuff that's really a lot of bells and whistles, but when it really comes down to it, you're not going to use all that stuff all the time. You might just the megapixels are more for printing. To me, in my photography, they're more for printing than anything, because, and I'll say a little bit of post-production too, if you're going to do like a lot of cropping or photoshopping to where you're resizing things and stuff like that, then maybe the more pictures you have might be more intuitive to what you do. But to what I do, I basically do a lot of web stuff, a lot of stuff like that, to where if I need prints or something like that, I can get prints up to pretty large sizes without having to worry about it on a 12 megapixel camera. So that's fine with me. I'm fine using that, and it hasn't let me down yet, and it's provided everything I need, and I've done a lot of work for a lot of people, and I never had any complaints about it. So like I said, don't get caught up in all the megapixels and the this and the that and the other. Look for things that you need. Like, for instance, if you want to do sports, look for the frames per second. Sony right now has the fastest frames per second cameras out of the bunch, out of the Nikons and the Canons and the bunch. But most people will tell you, oh, if you're going to get a camera, get a Nikon or a Canon. But like I said, Sony has the faster frames per second, which is why I got my Sony above a Canon or a Nikon when I was searching around on the internet looking for a DSLR and stuff. So yeah, that's basically it. Just make sure that you do your research, you know exactly what kind of photography you're going to be doing, you know exactly what kind of look you want, and just do a lot of research, because you can never understate the importance of your research. And in the end, it's all about what you feel comfortable with, what goes with your style. Maybe like me, I'm a rogue, so buying Sony was kind of natural for me because I never really did did what everybody else did. I always had my own little tried to find my own little rebel little niche. So I went with Sony, and it's worked for me. And I mean, I get looks and stuff when I go places, and other people have Nikons and Canons or whatnot, but it doesn't matter to me. I don't care. It's not like it bothers me or anything, or I get self-conscious about it. But like I said, just do your research, get comfortable, find out what type of photographer you are, what type of photography you like to do, and just go with that. My advice to you is, it's not always the most brand name stuff that's gonna get you the performance you need at that time for that dollar amount. Obviously the expensive stuff is more expensive for a reason, because it's obviously better a lot of times, but a lot of times you don't have to spend the most money in order to get good quality equipment if you know what you're looking for, and if you know about your gear. That's the one thing I'll say: know about your gear, learn about your gear, learn about what you're going to use, and yeah, just make it very simple for yourself by doing the research and really putting the time in to make an important decision. Because if you're going to do it like me, like I make money with photography, so if you're going to do it like that, you're going to want to make a very informed decision about what you buy before you buy it. Or if you just want to play around, you're still going to want to do that, because that's just the way it is. So yeah, I guess that's it. Happy holidays. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, whatever. Comment, like, all that kind of stuff. And till next time, see you later.